Hi Minna, this is the Mr. Matt with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battles. So here we are finally arriving at part 2 of the 9th anniversary on the global side of the game of Dokkan Battle. We are going to get the banner pretty soon. I will be talking a little bit about that. My main goal today is giving you a review of LR STR BEAST Gohan. As you know, I have been using him at 55% and my review is based on that usage of him at 55%. As you know, I like to present you the unit at 55%, as the first time they came to a banner, most of the time you will have only one unit. You will not chase dupe. Mostly if you are free to play, it do not make a lot of sense to chase dupes. Even me, that I buy some stones, sometimes I don't normally chase dupes. I wait for their return in other banners or with coins. So Beast Gohan is right around the corner. I made a lot of videos about him. You will have the possibility, I will put down the link to the playlist of all the videos I made about Beast Gohan and his usage on different situations, on different battles. I will be using him on the next few videos with the new events that came out on JP during the Tanabata celebration, namely the God event, the God of Destruction event, and also the new events that we had regarding Universal Survival Saga. I will also do those, so you can see how Beast Gohan will do on those new and difficult events. So in terms of the structure, and first of all, I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, please leave like and subscribe to the channel, as I'm trying to reach 200 subs. Regarding this video, I will talk about my review of the unit. My review is obviously based on my opinion. It doesn't mean that this unit is better than this one or overall. This is more based on my opinion and to give you an idea about how good the unit is and to have the opportunity to discuss a little bit about the unit itself. So I'll be talking about leadership, about how good is the leadership of the unit. My review, every time I do my evaluation, it will be from 1 to 4. 1 will mean very bad, 2 will mean partially good, 3 will mean good, and then 4 will mean top tier, best in class. So the 4 is only for the best unit. So like I mentioned, I will be talking about leadership, about animations, which obviously are very subjective. I will talk about card art. Then I will talk about the offensive power of the unit, the defensive power of the unit, that normally is more important, and I will also talk overall performance, overall utility, and how fun the unit is. Then I will talk about the number of team where the unit is. That is because obviously the more teams you have the unit, the more usage you will get of that unit. I think that is important. And then I will talk a little bit about how I think the unit is in terms of his future proof. Obviously, once again, we never know what kind of events can come on the future when a unit, and Beast Gohan, spoiler, is the best unit in the game. It might become irrelevant. For example, in the 10th anniversary, I have my doubts, because if he is irrelevant, that would mean that every unit on the game would be irrelevant. So I talk a little bit about that. Also to tell you that I don't give the same importance in all those evaluation. For example, I give a lot of importance for animations, for defensive power, for overall performance, utility and fun. Those are the three things that I give most importance. And then, for example, I do a little bit less importance, but a lot of importance for leadership and for offensive power, for example. Card art, number of teams, and future proof are the ones that I give less importance in my evaluation. So at the end, I will give you an average based on those weight of importance, just to have some fun and to talk a little bit about that. Also, keep in mind that while I give that evaluation, it makes no sense to compare that number to other units, namely if they came on a different period, because this Beast Gohan was evaluated on the landscape of the game that we have now. That will mean that in a couple of months, maybe I will not feel the same about the unit. So, let's keep on moving after this very long introduction. Let's talk about his leadership. Let me put here this. By the way, before I talk about leadership, just to tell you that the banner will be coming at the time I'm recording this video in less than 24 hours. So for me, it will be, I'm in London time. For me, it will be tomorrow at 6 a.m. Okay, that will be when the banner for LR Beast and also the banner for LR Carnival Int Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 will be coming. And also we have the news that we will be getting the EZA of those two units. Those two units become one of the best units in the game. It will be coming on the 31, okay, 6 days from now. So also very excited to use them. They are very good. Okay, so talking about his leadership. So his leadership is Superhero, Bonner Master and Disciple, and Miraculous Awakening, Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense plus 170%, and then he will get HP attack and defense plus 30% for the character that also belong to Entrusted Wheel and Movie Heroes. So just to show you a couple of units, very good. For example, you have, as I mentioned, this guy will be getting his EZA, is fantastic. I still like to use Gogeta. This guy fall down a little bit, but he's still a good unit. We will have the Tanabata unit of 2024 that we don't know when will be arriving in global, but recently got in JP. We will have them also on the 200% of Beast Gohan. We will have the 7th God Duo that should be getting their EZA during the 10th anniversary. I reckon that will be really good. We have this guy that is still one of my best, my preferred unit on the game. We'll have the Gammas themselves under the 200% leader. We will have also Sword of Hope Worldwide Celebration of last year. Physical Trunks is also on the team. We will also have last year LR STR Gohan Future. We will have the Part 1 Carnival unit that is Physical Gogeta, which is a fantastic unit. We still have this guy that in some events can be very effective, as he has 77% damage reduction if we are facing, if I'm not mistaken, it's movie bosses or pure science, for example. We will have this guy that obviously is no longer a top 10 unit, but is still very good. We will have the Gammas. We will have also this Dokkan Fest exclusive, this one, so we have a lot of units. This guy could get at any point a super EZA and should be very, very good. And we are only talking about the 200%. If we come down and we look about the unit that are under the leader skill, but only at 170, then we have Broly, we have those guys, we have this guy that, like I mentioned, after this EZA is a fantastic unit. We can use this guy. I still really much enjoy to use this guy. We have a lot of Dokkan Fest exclusives that can be used on the team. We will have this guy that got his EZA, is also a unit that you could use, and we will also have the Blue Boys that recently got their EZA, and they are a fantastic unit. So as you can see, this is a fantastic leadership. To be honest, in my opinion, this is a leader skill. This is one of the best team that you could have on the game. Superheroes is, in my opinion, currently the best team on the game, and by far. Super Boss is also a very good team, but I reckon that this one is pretty much the best team on the game. We will see after Tanabata, maybe we can discuss about also Universal Saga. But obviously, as you know, this team is very, very, very good. So for this leadership, I will give him a 4. So best in class. I think it is amazing. Okay, now talking about the animation, let me show you the video that we got from JP Dokkan. I will show you the animation in Japanese as I prefer that. And let me show you this.
今度は僕の番だ。この程度か。
Nice, nice. So let me just get back to the animation. So this video also has the animation of the side banner unit, which is a Krillin and an 18. So regarding this animation, I really think that this is very good animation. Let me turn down a little bit of the sound so I can comment. So this is the intro animation. I really like it. The way Gohan will look at us is really cool. Then we have the 12 and 18 key animation with a lot of reference to LR Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the one that fight against Bojack. Like I mentioned previously, I really think that these animations are really a lot better when they are at 1x speed. You can see a lot more of the details. They are very fluid, very good. I really like this animation, for example. The 18 key, it's really amazing. This is the reference to the attack that LR Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan do. This is the acting skill. I will talk a little bit about how does it work and how good it is. At that point, it will be a taunt where every attack will be pointed towards Beast Gohan, and he will have a lot of defense at that point, except AoEs. And then this is the unit's super attack if you have a Piccolo on the turn, and at that point this animation gets even better. First time we saw, a lot of people said that they were a little bit underwhelming. I think that was the effect of doing talking about the animation, for example, from Broly, even from Gogeta. In my opinion, the animation from Broly are the best in the game by very far. I would say they are even better than the one from Beast Gohan, and at the time I think that some people thought that those ones were underwhelming because of that, because they looked about the one from Broly. In my opinion, those animation are really good, so I would still give this animation a 4. I think they are best in class. They are some of the best animation in the game, so I would give them a 4. It is not a 4 as strong as Broly, for example, but I think that the animation are very cool. And by the way, you have this really cool KO screen when you do the unit super attack with Piccolo, that I think is really cool. So now talking about the unit, so in terms of the card art, in my opinion, it is also a 4. Once again, on the card art we have Beast and we have Piccolo, as you can see. So he starts just with the two of them charging the Mazenko, so I think it is really good. Obviously this is a what if, because we didn't have this animation in the game, in the movie. I'm sorry. So we didn't have this animation, but Dokkan did this animation, and as you can see, they are charging. We have all those effects on the LR card as usual. Then we have the lightning beside them and behind them with and then it will come with the Mazenko, and I really think that this is very good. So I will also give 4. Once again, I can see that, for example, in my opinion, Broly's and Gogeta's card art is a little bit better, but I think that this one is still top in class, top tier card art, so I will give them a 4. So now let me talk you a little bit about the kit of the units. So first of all, let me talk about the 18 key. So on the 18 key, he will greatly raise attack. Let me just... So, like I was saying, on his 18 key, he will greatly raise attack. That's a greatly raise of 50%. So he will stack attack with his 18 key, which is obviously very good. He will raise defense by 30% for 4 turns, which is very important also. He will cause mega colossal damage to the enemy, and he will raise allies' chance of performing a critical hit by 20% for 1 turn. So this is very good. And he will also disable the enemy. I'm reading the unit Ultra Super Attack. So this one is one you have Piccolo, which give you obviously very good, stuffs that happen, because you will raise allies' chance to perform a crit by 20%, and obviously because, and I will talk a little bit about it, but because Beast Gohan is obviously a slot 1 unit, the 2 unit next to him will be getting, if you have a Piccolo on the turn, obviously, so you will need to have a Piccolo, excluding Demon King and Majin Buu, for example. But if you have that, you will have not only raise allies' chance to perform critical hit by 20%, but you will also disable the enemy action for 1 turn, which can be sometimes very important. So on the normal 18 key, so if you don't have Piccolo, you will lose the raise allies of crit and the disable enemy action, and you will only have you will have the stack of attack, the greatly stack of 50%, and you will have the raise of defense for 4 turn, which obviously will be very important. On the 12 key, you will have a greatly raise of attack for 1 turn, which will be 50%, and you will raise your defense also for 1 turn, which will be 30%. So this is very good. So in terms of the passive, very important, the entrance animation that you will have for 5 turn from the moment the character will appear. So you will have it 3 times if you keep him on rotation, and this is a very important entrance animation, because you will have a key plus 8. Normally, I would say you will see that on this unit you will never struggle for key. He has a lot of mechanics around key. And then, very important, you will be doing a critical hit. You will have a 40% chance to do a critical hit, and you will have 40% damage reduction for 5 turns, which is obviously very important. Then you will have key plus 3 attack and defense plus 250%, and he will guard all attacks. That's very important. You will have an attack plus 50% when attacking, so this is a multiplicative buff, which is very important. And if you have key at 24, which you will see you will have every time, you will have critical hit plus 20%. And you will have the exact same thing. You will have a defense raising of 80%. Once again, it will be multiplicative, so it will be more than the 250 plus 80 in your defense. It will be a lot more. And if you have 24 key, you will have plus damage reduction plus 20. So as you can see, just with that, on the first 5 appearance, if you are at 24 key, you will have 60% chance to crit, and you will have damage reduction by 60%. And it will not stop there. This unit is really busted. You will have also key plus 1 per key sphere obtained, so that's very good, because like that you will have 2 key if they are not STR, and you'll have 3 key if you have an orb of STR. Obviously this is very good. 2 if you have a rainbow one. Once again, this is why this is very easy. He will launch an additional super attack, guaranteed super attack, and you will give 3 key to all allies excluding him when you receive an attack. So once again, because this guy is a slot 1 unit, if you receive an attack, you will have a guaranteed super attack, 12 key. This is very interesting. And also you will have an additional attack and chance to perform a critical hit plus 20% on the turn, and key plus 1 up to 5 with each attack received. So once again, while you are using, for example, his active skill, I will talk about that, or if you have multiple attack on slot 1 before you do the attack, at that point you will raise your critical hit by 20%, your attack by 20%, and your key by 1 up to 5. So as you can see, it is very good. You will have a chance of performing a critical hit plus 20%, and you will reduce damage received by 20%, and you will give all allies 2 key starting from the turn after you do 5 attacks or after you receive 8 attacks. So once again, this will come very fast. It will happen very fast. So just to sum up everything related to crit and to damage reduction, to give you an example, for the first 5 turns, let's say you didn't receive an attack before your SA, your super attack, then at that point you have a guaranteed 60% crit and you have a 40% damage reduction. If you receive just 1 attack, you will have 80% crit and 60% damage reduction. If you receive 2 attacks, you will have 100% crit and 60% damage reduction. As you can see, it is very good. At that point, if you do 5 attacks and you receive 8 attack, and that will happen during the 5 turn, most of the time I would have that after the 5 turn, at that point you will have 20% plus crit and you will have a 20% damage reduction. So for example, let's say that you have done those 5 attacks, or you have received 8 attacks and you are still within the 5 first turns. Let's say you receive 1 attack, at that point you will have 100% chance to crit and 80% damage reduction. This is like crazy. I would say that it is almost impossible for this guy to die on the first 5 turns. It is very good. He can be caught, but it is very difficult for him to be caught. After you have your 5 turns, so you no longer have the entrance animation, and I'm assuming that at that point you already did 5 attacks, or you already received 8 attacks, so you will have those 20% crit and this 20% damage reduction. At that point, if you do not receive any attack, you will have 40% crit and 40% damage reduction. If you receive 1 attack before you do your super attack, you will have 60% crit and 60% damage reduction. If you have 2 attack and you have I'm sorry, all those numbers I'm saying is big if you reach 24 key, which I think it is very easy. As you have seen, we have a lot of different key solution for this guy. So if you receive 1 attack, it will be 60% crit, 60% damage reduction. If you receive 2 attacks, it will be 80% crit, 60% damage reduction. And finally, if you receive 3 attack, it will be 100% crit and 60% damage reduction. Let me tell you also that with the active skill, you will have a guaranteed crit on that turn. So once again, that's why you don't need to give him crit. It makes no sense at all to give him crit. Although I'm not a fan of dodge, I think everything should be additional, but obviously you will have some dodge, at least the nods where, if you have dupes, the nods where you will have crit make not a lot of sense. So this is very good. So talking about the active skill, so the active skill is very busted. So you can activate it from the turn after the unit received an attack. So normally it will be, let's say it will happen, this unit will arrive on turn 1. You will most definitely will receiving an attack on that turn, and so the turn after, on turn 3, you could have the active skill almost all the time. And what does the active skill? So the active skill will give you 24 ki, will raise your defense by 158%, and at that point all the attacks will be pointed towards him except AoEs. Very important, this will not work with AoEs. The AoEs, like Gogeta dodge, like the Gogeta active skill, the stunt, the taunt, you will be having the attack directed to you except for AoEs, and also all attack will become crit. So this is like a very important part of this guy kit. On that turn you will defend all your team. Sometimes I use this active skill when I want to finish the fight, when it is very important to beat one part of the fight. Sometimes I even put this guy then on slot 3. Why on slot 3? Because the more attack he will receive, let me remind you that with each attack received, he will be raising his attack by 20%, so you can reach crazy number. Let me tell you that, for example, at 55%, and I'm already talking a little bit about his offensive power, I got very close to 20 million, something like 15, 16. I mean, I think that 18 was happened. Obviously, you will need at that point to receive multiple attacks. Because he stack on his 18 key, you can keep your active skill until late, and at that point that attack should be even higher. So in terms of his offensive power, having said everything that I said, I think this is a 4. It is very, very good in terms of his offensive power. His defensive power is even stronger with all the damage reduction that I talked about. Is very, very good. Like I mentioned, it is possible to kill this unit. I seen that happen, but it will not be very likely. And yeah, I think he is very strong with the damage reduction. The very high defense is very, very, very good on his defensive power. So overall performance and utility, it will come as no surprise. I will give him also a 4. So 4 for offensive power, 4 for defensive power, and 4 for overall performance, utility, and fun. Okay, this is a fun unit to use. He is very powerful. The fact that you know he will not die, the fact that you know most of the time you will be seeing a double digit from super attack from the enemies, the fact that you can have this active skill, which is also fun to use. It involves some strategy to see when is the moment to use it, when the enemy is attacking a lot, and you can take advantage of that. So I would say that it is also a 4. In terms of the number of teams, so do you think this is enough? So we are talking about 1, 2, 3, 12 plus 2. We are talking about 14 teams, so that's a lot. I will give him also a 4. He is in a lot of teams, and most important of everything, that he will be mandatory to use in all of the teams. He is, and I'm already making some conclusion, but I said that from the beginning. I give you that spoiler. Is by far, I would say by far, the best unit in the game. There are some debates that maybe LR Cell Max is a unit around the same kind of strength. I would say that yes, he's a very good unit, but easily number 2 unit, because I still think that this guy is perfect. He has no condition to his usage. You don't have, for example, in LR STR Cell Max, you have to have some things on your team and your turn to be at his full power. For example, this guy don't have anything. You just use him in any of those 14 team and he will be fantastic. You will have a different unit where you can use him and where he will link pretty good. This guy was a fun unit to use. I think, in my opinion, got a lot of revival in terms of his interest after the usage of Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan will be a perfect slot 1 unit, and you can use this guy on slot 2 or even slot 3. Also, you'll have this unit, is really good. As you know, I made a couple of videos about him, and obviously this guy that got his EZA is very strong. And so you have a lot of different units. This guy with their EZA are very good. We could see this guy coming back with his EZA in some month. I reckon it should be due to an EZA. This guy also will be getting, these guys will also be getting their EZA at some point. They will be also very good to be used next to Beast Gohan. So you have a lot of very good unit where you can use them next to. So once again, telling you that the number of teams is a 4. Finally, talking about future proof. As always, we don't know what will be coming on, for example, the 10th anniversary. But like I mentioned, if this unit will get less importance in the game, then at that point, all the units that came out, for example, until now, so I would say until the end of 2024, I'm not expecting that we will have any unit that can surpass this guy until 2024. We will see, obviously, what will happen with worldwide celebration. It could happen. This is not the first time that the worldwide celebration unit would be number 1 and number 2, but I reckon that this unit will still be one of the top units in the game. For example, in JP, this guy came out 6 months ago and is still, in my opinion, without any doubt, the best unit in the game. So I would give him 4 in the future proof. So just a quick recap: I give him 4 on leadership, 4 on animation, 4 on card art, 4 on offensive power, 4 on defensive power, 4 in overall performance, utility and fun, 4 in numbers of team, and 4 in future proof. So as you can imagine, that gives you a very strong average of 4. So I would say that for the time being, I would say that this unit is perfect. Okay, yes, it is exactly what this 100% mean. In my opinion, this guy is perfect in every way. So obviously, I'm not sure how many stones you have, and we know that the banner will not be exactly the same as we had on part 1. We will not have the steps that we had on part 1, which will give you a guaranteed feature on the 7th summon. And let me just show you the banner. So this was the banner on JP. We are not expecting this banner to be very different. So this is a very good banner. You have this guy, obviously, like I mentioned, the best unit in the game. You have this side banner that can be useful in some teams. I don't have a lot of usage of them, but they can be good. We will have these guys that were at Worldwide Celebration last year. We will have this guy from last year anniversary, these guys from Worldwide Celebration of 2 years ago, these guys that could be seeing their EZA as soon as the 10th anniversary, so in not far away from now. And you will have those 2 guys that will be getting their EZA, LR Int Vegeta and LR AGL UI Goku, MUI Goku. So these 2 guys will be getting their EZA on the 31 of the month, so in 6 days from now, and they are very good. Some of the, I would say, maybe right now in global, maybe top 3 units. So they are just behind Beast Gohan. So that would mean that this banner will have 3 of the best units in the game, the 3 best units in the game. For example, if you are starting the game, I would say that this banner is very crazy, is almost mandatory to summon. We will have this guy that got his EZA, but is obviously no longer a very good unit, and we will have also the Go Bros that also are had their EZA. They do pretty good damage, but they are very, in my opinion, they are not good defensively, so I don't think they are very good at this point. For example, for me, I have almost all of those units rainbowed, so it will be a tough banner. Although obviously this will come as the main prize, and I don't have those guys rainbow, so I could, I think I could have like 2 or 3 of these guys. It would be cool, but obviously that the main prize will be this unit. So if you have to summon on one banner during all year, it has to be on this banner because those guys, these guys with Beast Gohan is very, 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 very good. Okay, so I did the explanation, the review of the unit. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is mostly to help you decide if you should summon or not on the banner. Overall, and to give you very straightforward to you, I think that Beast Gohan is by far the best unit in the game. If you have the possibility to summon, you should do it. You will not regret if you get that unit. Is fantastic. By the way, you only need him at 55%. I don't see the point of chasing dupes. He has everything on the kit. He has damage reduction, he has crit, he has an additional. Let me remind you that if he gets attacked on slot 1, he will have a guaranteed super attack, so you don't need additional that much. Although obviously if you can give him additional with skill orbs, it will be important, it will be interesting. But like I mentioned, you don't need, this is the important part, you don't need to have dupes for this guy to shine, for this guy to be the best unit in the game. I would say that even at 55%, I used this guy so much, and it felt to me that he was stronger than anyone else at rainbow level. That's how good this Beast Gohan is. So Minna, this will be it for the video. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please leave like and subscribe to the channel. That will be highly appreciated. And I will see you all in the next one.